Look like Mary J got mad. Looks like I owe her a check. Let me stick to gospel. See, this is what happens. Mary J. Blige is like Whitney Houston. She don't want to take in your music. Stacy, it's all your fault. You type good morning gorgeous in the chat. You are 100% responsible. All right. I know, right? Instagram wasn't playing today. That's why I should have learned with the Whitney Houston thing. But anyway, good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. My name is Gregory Bloomfield. Thank you for coming back. Stacy, I'm just playing with you. It's not your fault. I coerced you to type in good morning, gorgeous. Oh, yeah, me too. But the thing is, you can only play a song for so many seconds on a live stream. And when that happens, hey, Lalakin, when that happens, they'll cut off your live. So, yeah, because Mary J ain't getting that check. She needs that check to pay her ex-husband. Anyway, the point is this, is that welcome to Motivation Moments with Gregory Bloomfield. I hope you all doing well. Thank you. The big shutdown. Tell me about it. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in again. Good evening, Angela. Thank you so much. So I am so happy to have this show and to be consistent. One of the things that Bishop Greg Davis taught us is to be consistent in our ministry, and I'm following that path. I want to share a couple things with you before I introduce our guest. Yes, I've got jokes for days, Stacy. Hey, I started this journey in the end of October of 2022, and I just did it once in a while. I was talking on this live to encourage people. It became an actual show. I just wanted to share with you from the end of October to now, this show on Instagram has reached 3,400 individual accounts, individual Instagram accounts, 3,400. Right? So that means people watching lives and people watching archive shows from the beginning. And also, these programs, we've reached over 4,000 people have watched the show at least once. So people have gone back and looked at the show again from past episodes with Angelica Williams, with Prophet Claiborne, with me, with Pastor Paul Graham, even with my mom. So I just want to take the time out to say thank you so much for being a part of this show and the success of this show. I'm really, really proud of this. I'm very humbled at the success of this show. And this is why we are transitioning over to YouTube and Facebook to get a bigger reach. That was just on Instagram. So effective. Now, the YouTube page and the Facebook page are ready. Shout out to Alonda Barbara Cusimo for setting those up for me. So they're ready. I just didn't want to turn the key yet until the first Sunday in June to give my audience 2 weeks to prepare. So you can actually go on YouTube and find the page. There's nothing on it right now. Motivation Moments with Gregory Bloomfield. Either the Facebook page or the YouTube page. I would suggest you subscribe. So when I click on in the first week of Sunday, you'll get notified that it's starting. All right. So just want to let you know, this is the second to last show on Instagram. I still will do pop-ups from time to time, but they'll mostly be the show will be on YouTube and Facebook. That way, if you were blessed by something, you can share it with somebody else and tell people about this show, if there was a guest that you really enjoyed, if there was a word that I gave or something like that, that would really, really, really support the show. That's one of the best currencies is word of mouth. So thank you for spreading this show and being a faithful viewer. It really means a lot. And I really want to thank you for all of those who gave financially towards the show with your cash apps. Some people gave $5, some people gave $3, some people gave 20. I had a friend of mine say, I want to sponsor 3 of your guests. So they gave me a fairly large cash app. So thank you. And we'll continue to solicit your donations when you can at the end of every show, just so we can keep the show going. It's used to take care of our guest speakers, obviously with the different hardware and software we're using to do the show. There's monthly fees and all these type of things. So as we grow bigger, the costs will get higher, but the quality will be even more dope. So thank you so much for supporting this show. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for, my book, The 522 Man, I believe will be out for pre-order this week. So I just need to clear a couple things with our publishing company, but the goal is this week you'll be able to pre-order my book, The 522 Man, and it's about the merging of manhood and the fruits of the Spirit. It's a game changer for any man, young man, or any woman who has a man they love. So yes, Father's Day is coming. I'm so excited. This is my second book, my first solo project, and there's more to come. So I'm so happy that this book, and that's why I don't really talk a lot about the things that I'm doing. I just like to go to the lab, keep quiet, and then give you like quality stuff. So to God be the glory, great things he has done. And I hope that you can support me with that book. And you can get it exclusively on sisterpamelapublishing.com to start off with. The first 150 people who order the book will get a personalized autograph, a personalized message and an autograph from me personally. So the first 150 copies of the book will have a personalized message from me and an autograph. So that's talking about manhood and the fruits of the Spirit. Today we're going to talk about womanhood. Yeah. So today I have my very, very, very good friend. She is like a little sister. I put in the comment, she's my brethren-ette. She's Jamaican like me. Brethren-ette, sisterin, little sister, all of that. So she is Trudy Ann Allen. She's here on the live right now. And she is a behavioral therapist in the Boston Public Schools. She is also a women's ministry leader. And she's also, so she's a professional, she's a mother, she's Black girl magic personified. So I want to take this time, we're going to talk about womanhood, and we're going to break down the myth of, not the myth, but we're going to break down the term strong Black woman. Yeah. So this is the show I want you to interact. Okay? So I want you to type your comments, say amen, say oh hell no, say Greg shut up, you're not a woman. Whatever you want to do. Just keep it clean and respectful. But I want to, without further ado, introduce to you my friend, my homegirl, Trudy. Yeah, can we give some hearts, some hand claps, and all that? Make her feel welcome on Motivation Moments with yourself, with myself, Gregory Bloomfield. So we just invited her, and boom, wagwan.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Because I was having a hard time here, honey, with the AirPods. I was struggling.
All right, this struggle is real. What's going on, friend?
There.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah,
all is good.
Don't be nervous. It's just 3,500.
Oh, Lord.
No,
here we go.
no pressure at all. All right. So I gave a little introduction of you. Is there anything else that you want to share with the people about who Trudy and Alan is? Because probably nobody here has met you before, but tell us a little
Mhm.
bit about.
Okay, so I think you pretty much said it all. I am a woman of God.
Praise.
Um, I'm a professional woman. I'm a mother. Um, I am a sister. I am a friend. Um, I'm a human. That pretty much summarizes it. I'm fun. I'm outgoing. I'm an extrovert by the T. I love people. I love energy. I love going out. I love to travel. I love to try new things and new foods and experiences. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she can sing.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I do sing at church. I do.
Yeah.
I don't record. Don't look for me
No, no,
anywhere.
you don't have,
It's just ministry.
you don't have,
It's just
you don't have an
ministry.
album out. There's nothing
No.
dropping. It's not like Beyonce at me will drop a CD. You're like, oh,
Would
Trudy.
you?
Yeah. No, let's get right into it because we were talking before this, and like I said, she put out a documentary a couple of years ago, but during the pandemic, and it was really dope. And it's on YouTube. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But like you just mentioned, right, that you're a woman, you're a professional, you're a mom, you're a friend, you're all of that in a bag of chips. You're worship leader, woman of God, all those. How do you keep it all together? Like how you make it look so good. So
Oh,
what's your secret sauce in terms of how you can do all these things? How do you have the balance professionally and personally? What are some of the things that you do?
so first and foremost, I know it's gonna sound cliche, but I pray for balance. I do, and I also pray for grace. Um, I know loving yourself is like a buzzword theme these days. Everybody says love yourself, love yourself. But a lot of us don't love ourselves unconditionally. And I have learned to love myself unconditionally, meaning that my best is going to look different on different days. So chances are, if I'm doing great at work and I'm at work on time and I leave on time and I'm finishing on my project, chances are I'm probably struggling a little bit with my children. Um, and then chances are, if I'm doing excellent with my children, I'm probably really late to work, or I'm having to leave early to make an event or to contribute to some school um, teacher parent thing, you know? So that puts me behind on some of my projects at work. And that's just how it has to be. I can't be everything to everyone all at once. I am not God. And so my best on a Monday is going to look different from my best on a Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and etc. And I'm fine with that. I've learned to be fine with that so long as it is my very best.
Yeah, I think that's all we can ask of people is their best. It's like I heard many people say, like, hey, it matters how you show up in the world, but you know what? Sometimes you show up in the world and you're not at your best, and that's
Exactly.
when you identify that you are not at your best. I love what you said, Trudy, and that is you have to give yourself grace, right? So let's unpack that. What do you think? Um, what does that look like in terms of giving grace? Like what are different ways that we can do that? And please, people watching also interact as well if you have any ideas as well, because we don't know it all. So
Yes, don't let me sit in the hot seat
yeah,
alone.
please. It's hot. It's hot bad.
um, so for me, how I understand grace is unconditional favor, right? So it's like whether you are doing well or if you've made a mistake and you did something you shouldn't have done or you said something you shouldn't have said. I love myself the same on both days. during all instances. And I don't self-loathe. As soon as I have those, what are they called now? Intrusive thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts, yes.
Intrusive thoughts, back in the day, we used to just call that the devil, right? That was the devil.
The devil behind your head.
Right.
The devil. Wash him up.
That's the
Yeah.
devil. So when I have those intrusive thoughts or the devil, I recognize it, and immediately I surrender it. Like, God, take these thoughts, because that is not from God. Those thoughts of you're not good enough, you're not adequate, you're a F up, you're this, you're a that. All those negative thoughts are not from your creator. So I don't subscribe to those. I don't allow them to dwell in my head. I do not allow them to set up shop, build a foundation, put a house on it. I do not allow that. As soon as I feel it, I know it's from the enemy, and I surrender it immediately. Yeah. And the best way to even combat those kinds of thoughts is to prevent them to begin with, right? Like, how they say the best medicine is prevention. So affirmations, having an active spiritual life, whoever your creator is, God, Allah, Buddha, whatever you subscribe to, the universe, whatever it is, you have to be spiritually aligned with whatever your creator is. And I pray and I meditate every single morning. I don't let it miss me, because it keeps my mind sound, so that when adversity does find me, I already have a strong foundation. So if I fall, I can easily get back up, because I've supported myself really well. And so whatever comes throughout that day, whatever forces might come across me that day, I'm prepared for it.
Sure. And those are really good points. And as Christians, obviously, we have, the Lord, we have Jesus Christ. I think the thing is, right, is this. We need to, I was reading this thing on successful people, and obviously successful people aren't successful every day. One of the things, two things that they do is, and I'll say it from a secular standpoint, and I'll move it to so from a secular standpoint, they do exactly what you said. They meditate, and they have moments of gratitude. So don't complain about what they don't have, or the work that they have to do, or the problems in their life. They audibly say, I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful that I have two legs. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my masters. We're in woman's time. So it's like, we're grateful for my husband or my significant other. And you audibly say that, right? And then the other thing that a lot of people do, especially successful women, is they make time to exercise. It's like either 20, 30 minutes. I'm not saying necessarily a gym and lifting weights and getting diesel, but just like going for a walk. Like for 30 minutes, get in nature, do something to prepare your mind spiritually and physically for the tasks ahead. Stacy says, and they don't sweat the smalls, right? We all have those.
Exactly.
Cast them down. Yeah, so we those the secular way. The sacred way, we have prayer, we have communion with God. The same, but we have to, I think we will always have this problem in life to balance everything we have to do.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you lose. But as I've always said, if the curve is going up like this, you're doing okay.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Yeah. So with that, I consider you, because I've known Trudy Ann since she was 15, right? Yeah. Long before the picnic.
Many moons ago.
Woo! That's how long I've known. So it's like, let me ask you this question, and we ultimately talk about strong Black woman. As you know, I'm on Clubhouse a lot. And we hear the phrase, the strong Black woman, the independent woman, the alpha woman, and all this type of stuff, right? Let me ask you a personal question. Do you consider yourself a boss woman, strong Black woman? Do you consider yourself that? And if so, How and why?
Um, okay. So I'm gonna say it like this. Strength is not what I am. Strength is what I choose. Um,
Say that again. Say that again.
Strength is not what I am. Strength is what I choose. And the reason why I choose strength is because the opposite choice is usually failing or death, even. It's like you either can roll with the punches or you get beat down by them. And the options, often when we have to choose strength, the other option is just really not the best. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I really am naturally a very feminine woman. I am a girly girl, so to speak. I've always been that way since birth. Um, but even if I was more of like, well, when I was growing up in the '90s, it was called a tomboy. I'm not sure what it's called now. But even if I was more well-rounded or and an athletic type of girl, at the end of the day, we are women, and women want to be seen, and women want to feel secure, and women want to be protected. I don't care if she's a CEO or she works, part-time, at a shoe department. It doesn't matter. Women want to feel that whoever their partner is sees them, understands them, and protects them and supports them. So I feel like strength is what we choose when we have no other option, you know? And so, yes, I've had to be strong. Um, I don't know if you can do life as a human being without having a certain level of strength, because to be human is to have adversity. Like, it's literally just a part of the human experience, is to have some adverse situations that you either accidentally put yourself in or other people put you in. So you have to be able to, get tough and get through it. But I hate being called strong. Because I'd rather be carried. I'd rather send me
Soft,
Superman. You know what I mean?
the soft life. Is that
I
what
don't
they
have
call the
no
soft life?
problem with, Clark Kent turning into Superman and saving me, honey. Like, I don't have no problem with a damsel being a damsel in distress. Like, save me, sir. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with that. But hey, if it's a situation where I have to put on my own cape and I have to save myself, well, I'll do it, because I'm not gonna sit around and drown. That's not an option either. So
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, I was talking to some of my other Black female friends, and some of them are just sick and tired of the strong Black woman
mm,
label, because it's the strong Black woman label that gets you overlooked in the medical profession.
yeah,
Whenever you're sick and you go to the doctor, oh, she's a strong Black woman, she can take the pain. No,
yeah,
this hurts.
right. I am a
Yeah,
human.
yeah.
Right, right.
It's the strong Black woman syndrome that, let me keep it all the way real, that could keep a real good woman single,
Right. And
right?
for the most part, if a lot of us women are being honest, it's a defense mechanism, right? We've been hurt by our fathers or exes in the past, our mothers. And so we put on this hard exterior um, as a way to protect ourselves. But the problem is, people confuse boundaries with walls, right?
Oh, wow.
Walls keep people out, and boundaries protect what's inside. So you want a boundary, you want to protect what's inside, right? But you don't want a wall, because a wall is obtrusive. A wall says, don't come close to
Right.
me. You know what I mean? A boundary says, yeah, you can come close, but just not that close. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't try that. I don't like that.
You,
I don't like
you
how
can
that
only
feels.
come this far. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that is a no-no for me. But a wall says, oh, you're going to have to jump through hoops, and you're going to have to be perfect, and you're going to have to show me that you're not who my daddy was, that you're not who my ex was, that you're not. That's too much for anybody to carry, because humans are humans. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? A human is going to do human shit.
Oh,
And the, Oh, sorry.
That's all
You
right.
can't swear. It's on my bad.
You
Humans are
you
going
get
to
one.
do things. Humans are going to have blunder.
Yeah.
And your boundary will let you know what you can take and what you can't. Your boundary is going to say, oh, but if you have a wall, that means that you won't even allow yourself to know that person. You won't even allow yourself to build a friendship.
Yeah.
There's so many women that don't like women because in high school they were bullied, or that one good friend that you had and she told your business, and now, oh, I don't like women, I don't talk to women, I don't trust women.
Yeah.
But you're a woman too.
They don't trust
So
them.
what are you saying about yourself? That's you got some self-hatred going on in there, and you got to unpack that. You got to heal from that. You got to surrender that, because when you carry around pain, honey, it's like an extra weight. It's like it's an extra weight, and it wears on you. I when I was carrying my second child, I ended up having pubic symphysis, and that's pretty much when your pelvic bone softens before labor, and so you have like these labor like pains throughout the whole pregnancy at random times. It's awful, and I had to go to the chiropractor, and this man was like sent from above, I swear to God. And he put his hand in my hip to give me, alleviate some of the pain. And he told me that women carry their pain in their hips, which I thought was so interesting. Not only physical pain, but emotional pain. We carry it in our hips. And I don't know if any of you women that are on the line that's ever had like a massage or have been to some sort of physical therapy, and a doctor has put their hand, or that masseuse has put their hand on your hips, and that you alleviate so much tension and strain. It's imagine like being hurt at a certain point in your life, at 10 years old or 5 years old or 15 years old, and you grow into a woman and you're carrying all that pain in your hips. That means it's in your walk. That means it's in the way you carry yourself. That means it's in the way you sit. That means it's in the way that you then think. It's in the way you dress. The pain is literally becomes a part of you. And you got to let that go. You got to shed that, because it's like it's in your skin. And it comes out in your attitude. It comes out in the way you express yourself. It's so heavy. It's almost it's like it's toxic.
Yeah.
And you have to let that go. It's too much.
Yeah, but
it's too much to carry.
how? Because there's a woman right now on this live, and something that Anne-Marie said on here. Well, go on, Anne-Marie, another Jamaican from Toronto.
Every day.
The strong. The strong Black woman narrative has kept many of us operating as survivalists instead of ladies who are attuned emotionally and thriving. That's good. That's good. That's a good point, I should say. So, okay, you talk about letting it go, shedding it. How? Let's get to the solutions. How do women, because there's somebody here who's struggling with that type of pain, what would you recommend to that woman to how to relieve themselves of that pain?
First, you have to accept that you're even in pain to begin with.
Okay.
Because if you've been carrying it out for a long time, you'll hear people say, well, that's just how I am, right? Like they don't even realize that they have an attitude. They don't even realize that they're angry. They just think, oh, this is just me. This is just how I think. It feels right to me. So when you're in your family circle, listen to their feedback. Your family knows you. You know what I mean? Listen to the good friends that you do have. Listen to their feedback. What are they saying about you? What are they giving you as anecdotes of their experience with you? You know what I mean? And take that. Now, I'm not saying that you have to live for people's words.
Right.
No, not so much that. Like you shouldn't become a shell of yourself because you're listening to other people's opinions. But take inventory. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you feel like that, you feel like that, you feel like that, you feel like that. Everybody can't be wrong. And then with that information, start to analyze your own behavior. The next time you're in XYZ situation, oh shoot, that is kind of how I react.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then once you can verify the information is true, that's when you start doing the work. You start going to the pastor or speaking to or being more specific in your prayer. Lord, help me with blank, blank, blank. Or and also with all of that, getting the therapy
Right.
or seeing a psychiatrist or whatever you need to do in order to get over that, that pain. So
And
you
it's
don't pass it on.
gonna be work, because
Mm-hmm.
one of the things, and I small plug for my book, I put this in the book, and it says prayer is dangerous business, because we're praying, you don't realize what you're asking. I'll give you an example. So there's a woman out there that has an anger problem. She gets angry. You say hello, what? And she pulls up a
Right.
right. Oh, you look nice today. You just want my body, like you,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And you're praying for, Lord, please take away my anger. Do you understand what you're asking God for? Please
Mm-hmm.
give me trials where people can piss me off and I can get the victory.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go, no test, no testimony. If
That's
you,
right.
Lord, teach me how to love the way you love. You're asking for people to betray you,
Mm-hmm.
especially people that are close. So I'm not
Yeah.
trying to discourage people from asking for deliverance from whatever's bothering you as a woman, but
Mm-hmm.
understand that you're not gonna, it's not gonna magically go away. You're gonna have to go through some offense for you to understand that, hey, I really am healed from it, right? So if I want deliverance from my anger, or if some women have major lust problems, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
want to live clean, some dude's gonna rock your world and gonna like tempt you to, you know, go hit the sheet. You gotta say no and run. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you're committed to. Then you have to be serious about commitment, right? One other thing I wanted to share is, so you were talking about the pain in your back and how, with your pregnancy, how it was so painful and just uncomfortable. You know what else is very uncomfortable is a broken rib. Now, I've
Mm.
said this before on Clubhouse, but I'll say it here, is that, one of the most painful injuries in sports or in life is a broken rib, because it hurts your breathing, it hurts to laugh, it hurts
Mm.
to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible teaches us
Oops.
Adam,
Sorry.
that's cool. Adam came out, Eve came out of Adam's rib, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that rib represents the woman. And
Mm-hmm.
you hurt a rib, it, it takes a very long time for it to.
Yeah.
When you hurt a woman, and I am not an angel, I've hurt women, plural.
Yeah.
Trudy, you know some of them. But the point is that I know that I've hurt, and I've had to repent for that, right? But one thing I can say is that, and this will encourage a woman out here, is that it takes a very long time for
Mm-hmm.
the rib to heal. So
Yes.
when it's healed,
Yeah.
it's 7 times stronger than before it was broken. So sometimes in life, God allows certain things to happen in your life
Mm-hmm.
so that you can be stronger, right?
Yes.
Because I have been through this. As what's his name, Marvin Sapp says, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, I'm so much better. Uh-huh.
Yes.
So therefore, hey, what was meant for evil was really meant for your good. Some of you women are going through some stuff, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just on the cusp of the deliverance and the victory. Why? Because another woman behind you needs to hear your testimony, that she, because
Exactly.
you made it. So if you have a broken rib, it's going to hurt, but when it heals, you're 7 times stronger than before the incident which broke your rib in the first place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Bible talks about that. It talks about the pain having purpose. And um God is so God is so dope. Like
Yes, he is.
he's
Somebody
so
put that in
dope.
the chat. God is so dope. That's the new tagline now. God
It's
is so dope.
true because
Yeah.
nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens for no reason. You know what I mean? Absolutely nothing. And unfortunately, we don't always know the reason, so we get frustrated, and that's when we lose faith, and we're saying, "Oh, God is not real. He doesn't care. Why would He allow this?" But if you allow yourself to come through the pain, if you allow yourself to go through the process, don't shortchange it. Don't ignore the pain. Don't act like it doesn't exist. Don't self-medicate, but you allow yourself to go through the motions. You cry, you might backtrack and start talking to that person again, and then you might be angry again, and then you're sad again. Or if it's like a lost loved one, you're going through the motions of losing someone you love, burying someone you love, and same thing. You're angry, then you're sad, and then you're okay, and then you're angry again, and then you're sad, and then you're okay. You're going through these different levels
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
feeling until you come through, and you do come through. And once you come through, then you have your moment of clarity, and it's like, oh, okay, I get why that happened. And or even if you never truly understand, you get a certain level of contentment, like, you know what, I'm okay, like it is well with my soul. You know what I mean? It is well. And so, but the process is just so crucial. It's so crucial. You got to go through it. And unfortunately, we're always looking for, like, as humans, we're always looking for the why, because no one really explains the how. Everybody can tell you, oh, you can overcome, or you will overcome, but they don't explain to you their process. And it's because it's a certain level of vulnerability. It's ugly, right? Like, how do you say, oh, well, I went to work for 8 hours and I cried all 8 hours. I'd spend the whole time in the bathroom crying. Nobody wants to hear that anyway. No. But that's sometimes the process. That is sometimes the process. The process is like that. You know what I mean? Or I couldn't cook that whole week. My kids had to eat cereal for dinner. That's the best I could do. That was my best. We had to have breakfast for dinner because I couldn't get out of bed.
Praise God to have food.
Right.
Praise God.
You know, I had to rely on my mother or whoever to come, you know, take the kids to school because I just couldn't do it. Whatever. But that's the process. That is the process. It's inconvenient. It's unattractive. It's ugly. I haven't washed my hair in a month. Whatever it looks like for you is what it looks like for you. But you got to know that you will come out of it. You will. And if you get to a point where your process is taking a little bit longer, ask for help. Oh my goodness. I had to learn to ask for help. I don't know what do they call that too? That's another buzzword. I think it's toxic femininity, where you believe that you got to be everything to everyone and all at once. Yeah. So asking for help is like,
if there's toxic masculinity, there's toxic femininity as well.
Yeah, like you always got to be tough, and you got to always look like you got it all together, and you can't ask anybody for anything, because if you ask them, they're going to do it right anyway. They're not going to do it the way you wanted to do it anyway, and all of that. But if you need help, you need help.
And a lot of times the first question to ask in toxic femininity is, who hurt you?
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe not a man asks me that. I don't mind if another woman asks me that, but if a man asks me that, I might want to knuckle up.
Yeah.
Because it's going to feel like you're trying to attack me.
I'm saying, in theory, that another sister would say to it. See, that's why sometimes these conversations, men just need to shut up and listen, because, me saying it, who hurt you?
Exactly.
I'll hurt you. But it's like,
who hurt you is up there with relax or calm down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's like one of the things that I find with Black women, and you know, obviously I came from a black woman. I have a future black woman as my daughter. Shout out to Isabel. It's her birthday today. And I just, woo, and that scares me because she turning more woman every day. But I just, we need to give, especially our sisters, the opportunity to express themselves in the sense of this hurt. Like a lot of times the strong black woman narrative is the default where you can't be feminine because life does not afford you to be that way, right? It's the stereotype that black women are tougher than leather and tougher than everybody else, and our non-melanated our non-melanated friends have the luxury of being, crying and expressing themselves, whether it's healthy or not.
Right.
That's why we have so many Karens.
Right. Now you're speaking
you know,
truth. You're speaking truth.
and it's okay for them to be raged and stuff, but when a black woman rages, she's gonna get written up, fired, called crazy, called all this type of thing. Thank you, Anne Marie. Thank you, dolls, wishing my daughter a happy birthday. So I think one of the things is, especially for black men, and you can add to this if you agree or even if you disagree. I think we as black men gotta create those environments to not let our women feel like they're crazy because they're not at their best.
Oh my
Right?
gosh. Yes. Yes, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
just
willing to
gonna
try.
say to you, yeah, see, but you know what? It just starts with listening. And instead of one of the best questions, and I got this from another black woman that's a part of my village. Ladies, form your village. That your
Yes.
village is everything, because that is the space where you can be 100% yourself. It may not be at work, it may not even be with your own like biological family, but you might have to adopt a family, right? Like you might have to find that sister at church or one friend at work or whoever, and you create your village, and that is this place where you can be, where you can ugly cry and shout and say whatever you have done that you may not be proud of. But if your man could be a part of that, and whether that's your spouse or your partner or even a brother, right? Like your friend, your brother, your homie. Oh my gosh, to have a black man in that space that gets it, chef's kiss.
Let
It's
me
so
tell you,
great.
and let me tell you something. And I don't, Trudy, I'm gonna talk a little bit of our business. Don't worry,
Okay,
it'll be
tell
safe.
my business.
No, no, tell me. No, I can honestly say, audience, let me be honest. The reason why I have such found respect for this woman right here is because she's that for me and I'm that for her. There have been times where she's called me 1 o'clock in the morning, just crying. And I've done the same, right? So it's not, I've cried to this woman just because
Mm-hmm.
of stuff going on in my own life. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how this hurts. And the one thing is that I may repeat the same thing over and over and over again. And for an hour, she'll just hear me go on and she'll listen.
Mm-hmm.
And she's done the same thing for me. One thing that I can say, we don't judge each other. We hold each other accountable. We say,
Mm-hmm.
dude, you wrong. Like, lady, that ain't right. That ain't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, talk pop or something. Nah, no, ain't under that.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of something? But it's like, the one thing is that you need friends like that. And especially sometimes friends of the opposite sex, because I
Mm-hmm.
can help Trudy and understand guys. Trudy Ann can help me understand women
Mm-hmm.
and say, dude, that was wrong. If I was your lady, I would not be happy with that. You need to
Right.
fix that, Gregory. So I just think black women rock, and that's why with what I'm building in my own life, in business and professionally and personally, you need black women on your team
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that they bring insight and bring wisdom and knowledge and, dare I say, magic.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and magic that you can't get from your boys. Do you know what I mean? It's like yeah, you need some black women in your corner, in your team, in your accountability group, in your personal board.
Mm-hmm.
help you see things. There's a reason why Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, his whole team is pure women.
Oh, wow.
His whole team
Okay.
is his marketing person, public relations, finance person, but his agent is a black woman. I think it's his stepmother, I think. But regardless, that's his team. And I'm modeling the same thing. You know, I consider Trudy Ann a part of my team, right?
Oh.
Oh, you didn't know that, huh? Oh, there I know, in front of 3,000 people. Yeah, I'm not inconspicuous, you know, no. But yeah, I mean, so in conclusion,
Yes.
what advice, what inspiring words could you give to someone who's listening, either live or on the archive, to encourage them? They may be going through some hard times right now, and they just feel that they just can't get through, and they're sick and tired of this strong black woman narrative, and they don't want to be strong. They just want to be a woman, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What advice could you give?
Well, I'm going to just turn it full circle and say, love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself without makeup on. And I don't only mean cosmetics. I also mean whatever you feel like the mask that you need to wear in order to get through the day. Love your very true, vulnerable self, you know? Even especially the toxic parts. Now, I'm not saying that you need to continue to do those self-defeating things. All I'm saying is love yourself even though you have those bad habits, because it's only through the love that you're going to get through the bad habits. So you have to learn to love yourself unconditionally, and you can start today. Like while you have breath and you're on this side of the ground, you're standing on it and the ground is not on you, as they say.
Praise God.
Love yourself unconditionally
Mm-hmm.
without any kinds of bells and whistles. And maybe that might be a really complicated situation for a lot of us, because maybe a lot of us don't even know who we really are. Like, love yourself. Well, who am I? And that's okay. Start there.
Right.
Start there. Start figuring yourself out. Get connected to your creator. Ask, like I said, for advice from people that you really trust, people who really genuinely know you.
Mm-hmm.
And love yourself unconditionally. The key there is unconditionally.
And also, everything you said was beautiful, and I 100% agree. I'm going to add one thing.
Yes.
Forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm. Comes with it for sure.
Forgive yourself. Forgive the person you were 10 years ago, right?
Yes.
Forgive the person you were 2 years ago. You're growing in God. You're growing in your life. The thoughts and the perspectives that I had 5 years ago are not what I believe today, right? Because I'm growing. And something that you've said privately that has stuck in my mind: when you're not growing, you're dying.
That's right.
So I'm here
Everything
to grow.
that's alive grows.
Yeah,
That's right. Everything
you
that's
get
alive grows.
that plant that ain't growing, that's wilting because it's dying. It needs water. So water your plant, and then it may resuscitate. But the
That's
point
right.
is that when we feel stuck, or we've learned what we've had to learn, and we don't want to admit when we're wrong, and yeah, that's when you start dying.
Yes.
And to the women out there who support this show and is watching, choose to live and choose to love yourself unconditionally and forgive yourself quickly. Right?
Yes.
Bro.
Yes. Amen.
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 Amen. All right, Fred. Cool. Cool.
It was
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Awesome.
I had a great time.
So, see, I told you, don't be scared. These people don't bite.
Thank you.
How can people get a hold of you, friend, follow you on Instagram? What you got going?
Yes, I have my blog. Can you guys still hear me? Because I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I have my blog. Did it come up? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see it?
Well, yeah, if you type it, I can pin it.
I'm typing it right now.
Okay. She has a blog, y'all. Get on her blog. And if you really appreciate Trudy Ann today, show some heart, show some love, put something in the comments. Yeah. Show our, you know how we do on this show.
There I go.
All right. So here we go. So I just pinned the comment, so it's there. Please take a snapshot, copy, paste, and please let's support our sister Trudy and Allen with the blog. I enjoyed this. It's not
This
just
was
not
good.
just because I know you, but one thing I always want to do is I want to introduce my friends, my close friends, to this platform, so that we can all get on top, right?
Yeah.
That's what I want. I said to myself, by God's grace, all my close friends, whatever success I have, let's rise together. So yeah, that's what I'm about. So everybody, Trudy Ann Allen.
Thank
Yeah,
you. It was a pleasure.
all right. God bless.
God bless.
All right.
Bye.
So guys, I really enjoyed that today. I hope you did as well. So continue to tuning in again for the next 2 weeks. This Sunday and next Sunday we're going to be on Instagram, and we're cutting over June 4th to YouTube and Facebook. Go and type in YouTube or Facebook Motivational Moments with Gregory Bloomfield. You should be able to find the YouTube/Facebook page and subscribe and follow. So that way on June 4th, you won't miss the notification. So if you can do that, please. Also, I would love you to continue to support this show through your Cash Apps. $5 is fine, $10 at Bloomfield Ting. That's my Cash App if you want to. That helps to continue supporting the show. And also, I will notify you when the new book is available for pre-order, The 522 Man. So yes, God bless you all. This was a dope conversation, as I had predicted. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, hit me up in my DM. Also, I have a new email, bloomfieldting@gmail.com, which is connected to the YouTube
All
page.
done?
So yeah, if you want to join us there, and please, send an email, send a comment. I love your feedback. And yeah, so June 4th, we're cutting over to YouTube and Facebook. My Cash App again is Bloomfield Ting, and also the book is coming out as well. So God bless you. I will see you next week, and I will post as soon as the book is available on my website at sisterpamelapublishing.com. Until then, be encouraged, be inspired, be motivated. Motivational Moments with Gregory Bloomfield. God bless you. Bye.